This introduction begins with a true story of a young girl that lived here in Albuquerque. She crossed paths with a man that moved to this town with the sole purpose of trafficking vulnerable individuals. At barely 18, not even out of high school, she was brutalized, robbed of her self-worth, mental health, and liberty, and was made to believe she was an invisible, hopeless person that no one cared about. She was rescued by Albuquerque Police Department and immediately plugged into aftercare services. APD arrested the trafficker. The Attorney General's office relentlessly and successfully prosecuted him, and he was sentenced to jail. The vital aftercare services that she received helped her on the long, arduous journey of building a life after trafficking. This is why the fight against human trafficking needs us all. Together we can end it. She is only one story, there are many others. This story and this day are to inspire people to care and to act and to protect our communities and our people in them from this sickening crime. The man I'm about to introduce is outraged, just like we here today are. The traffickers are enslaving, selling, and brutalizing individuals right here in this city and across the globe. He sponsored this event today to bring our New Mexico community together to raise awareness and take a stand against human trafficking. He is determined to do what it takes to fight human trafficking and to take Albuquerque off the map of destination cities for human traffickers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce the mayor of the great city of Albuquerque, Richard J. Berry.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning. Yeah, I'm angry and I'm sad. You know, we live in 2016, and how do we look at these kids and tell them that we live in a world where people are still trafficked? I mean, that's a hard discussion to have with these beautiful young ladies I was talking to earlier, who already at their age recognize that something better has to happen. Not just in Albuquerque, but in New York and Los Angeles and Boston and Chicago and Omaha and Louisville. I mean, every city, every mayor that I know that cares deeply about their community is worried about this issue. And this is a difficult one. This is a hard subject, because I was just speaking to one of our great reporters here who was walking through the demonstration tent. And the thing about trafficking is, we all, if you're not involved as much as you are, I mean, you're obviously here because you're passionate and you care. But for people that don't get up every day and think about this, because they've got lives that they're leading and families they're trying to raise and businesses and jobs, sometimes it's hard for them to recognize some of the areas, the labor trafficking and some of the things that are happening. So the reason I think today is important is, number one, we're shedding light on the issue in our community. We are willing to take a magnifying glass and put it on this difficult issue, and we're willing to talk to our friends and our neighbors about it. I've been your mayor for 6.5 years, and one of the things that has become clearer and clearer to me over time is that you can't discount the fact that we're coming together and talking. And sometimes it's just as simple as that. Sometimes it's complicated. Sometimes it takes the Attorney General. Sometimes it takes law enforcement. Sometimes it takes each of us individually to be out in the community and recognize trafficking when we see it and to bring it to light. But don't discount what you're doing. Don't discount the dinner table conversation, the conversation at the cafe, just letting people know. We started a couple of years ago with a campaign where we just put anti-trafficking information on buses and on our bus stops and things that we did, just to make people aware who are victims of trafficking that there is help. And that help has to be immediate. If somebody calls and says, I am a victim of trafficking, it's not, hey, I'll get back to you in 3 days, right? It's, we're going to here to help you right now. We have to snatch people away from that when we get a chance. And so that's what all these partners are doing here today. And I want to thank everybody that's here today, everybody that's under a booth, everybody that takes the time to come out today to be part of this event. I want to say thank you. Many of you know that we have the link, Anti-Human Trafficking Initiative, and the hotline. We have it housed. I'm trying to protect this here a little bit, sorry. A little windy up here. But we have it housed right here in the city of Albuquerque. We have free office space, and that's a small thing we can do, but it's a big thing we can do, right? Because it shows that we're working together. I'm just getting some wind noise is all. All right, thank you. And why are we doing that? So in 2015, we had 28 confirmed cases in Albuquerque of trafficking. In 2016 already, we have 12 confirmed cases. As was mentioned earlier, Albuquerque, among other cities in the country, is a destination city. This is where people are brought. Large American cities is where people go, or where they're taken to be trafficked. And it's not just sex trafficking, it's other things, as I mentioned earlier. So we want to make sure that people know that we're taking it very seriously. We want to make sure people that are involved in trafficking have this hotline, and everybody should just memorize it. This is the easiest thing you're going to memorize this year. 505 get free. 505 get free. That is the number. If you suspect that you see human trafficking, or if you're a victim of human trafficking, that is a number that you can call. So we're going to keep working with our team. I want to thank Lynn Sanchez. I want to thank everybody that's involved with putting this together. Give Lynn a big round of applause. And let's just keep working, and let's just put our foot down and speak loudly and speak with one voice and say, we all know that it's not right. We all know that it's just awful. But let's let everybody know that we are just not going to tolerate it in the city of Albuquerque and in the state of New Mexico. And we can do that, and we can do it loudly, and we can do it clearly. The Declaration of Independence assures every person of their unalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And when there are crimes against humanity, and when there's human trafficking, that is an affront to what we stand for in this country. So thank you. God bless each and every one of you for what you're doing. Keep helping me learn. Keep pushing us as government, not just at the city level, but at the state and the federal level. It's not that we have to be pushed to get interested, but keep pushing us with new ideas, keep pushing us with incentives, keep pushing us and helping us be innovators in this particular difficult space that we're working in, because I know we can do it. I believe in what you're doing. We believe in the people that live in our community, and it's just the right thing to do. And then let's make sure that this next generation of leaders that's here with us today, these young ladies and all of their friends, can go back to their schools and talk about this with their friends, so that this just doesn't end with today's conversation. It keeps going day in, day out, 24/7, 365. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thanks for letting me be a small part.